Hello! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's Pick a Read. The topic for this one is Will They Betray You? In which I like to have positive energy out there, honestly, but I don't like to be so. I don't want to avoid hard subjects because the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows, which is quite obvious. So take this with a grain of salt. Really think this out. For most of you, I'd say that you already have an idea of who you're thinking of when you're choosing a stone when I put those out. For others of you, I feel like you'll be able to figure it out. It's hopefully going to tell you if somebody really is something to worry about, or maybe something else that's the problem, or maybe there's that inkling little knowledge that you're getting a little nudge from the universe, listen, protect yourself. Don't be completely open to things if you're going to set yourself up for a fall. So hopefully either way this has positive results. I really would look forward to anybody who wants to put down any type of message in the comments to let me know how this worked out for you, if this really did help or helped you move on from something. Just curious how this worked out for everybody. Okay, that being said, I'm using this deck for the main tarot deck. Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Yep. Look closer, that way you can see how you spell his name and that if you want to find that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. That's how you spell Gretchen's last name. So there's that information if you would like to find anything by those creators. So, the stones I'm going to use, I'm going to see if I can keep them all lined up fairly well. I want to say this is Amazonite. I'm sure y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but I think this right here is Amazonite. We'll find out. If it's something else, I'll update it in the bottom when necessary. But the first one is going to be... Actually, let me put these over here where they go. This actually I want over here and that there. Okay, so let's push these in a little bit closer. Okay, so... I can line that back up. Selenite, number 1. Green Calcite, number 2. Amazonite, number 3. I really do. It's I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's got this pale green color to it with a couple little sparkles. Well, there's a few sparkles. I just don't know if the camera's picking up the sparkles. You can kind of see them there a little bit more at the bottom. Kind of like a smoky quartz type feel there. In case that means something to you. Alright, brain, let's work together. Rainbow Hematite. Sorry. And the Lapis Lazuli with the little wish band on it. Which does it go all the way around? Yeah, it technically does. Okay, so we'll do this one first. I'm going to use the full decks for each. So I'm going to reshuffle them every time. So move these out of the way. Move that down there, and I might wait to flip that until we get the cards out. Alright, so for the people who chose Selenite. Wow, the brain is just not my friend right now. That's great. People who chose the Selenite who are asking the question, will they betray them? Will the person they're thinking of, or if they're open to this and just trying to find out if somebody's going to betray them, please let that information come through so they know who this is talking about. Selenite, stop. Okay. Gotta shuffle these. I apologize you can't see me shuffling them on camera. I don't want to, keep moving things around on you. I know there's some readers out there who do that and they're awesome, but I'm going to give y'all whiplash and myself too if they start moving camera angles all over the place. Oh, something fell out. That goes there. Alright, let's look at this. What does this say? The channeled message is easier to deny. Okay, that says easier to deny. I apologize if you can't read it, but that's what it says, just so you know. You got gossip here. You got the Three of Cups reversed here. There's a lot of people talking. There's other people that I feel have problems. My first just quick, snap-in thought is that this is more about people who are having a problem with the person you're questioning. For example, if this is a partner, like if this is your significant other and you're wondering if they're betraying you, I'm getting it's more about other people that have an axe to grind with that person that are trying to cause problems. I feel like there's an external problem here. I also feel like there's problems in the past. When I see easier to deny, I don't think this person is currently betraying you, but there's something in their past. I really feel like this really very strongly makes me feel like for the person you're asking about, they have something in their past that maybe they're not that proud of, or maybe they're a little embarrassed of. They don't want everybody to know. Maybe they were a little explorative, and looking back, they're like, well, maybe that was a bit unnecessary, or they don't want people judging them on things they've gone through or done in the past that they're not currently doing. That's the thing. I feel like I'm getting like a promiscuous vibe from this, but it feels like it's almost like somebody had to like explore something, and then they tried it out, and then there was something about it they didn't like. It didn't fit for them. It's almost like, when a kid in a candy store, and then you plow through a couple rows of candy, and then you're like, oh, this was not worth it. I just think you're not even enjoying it anymore. And it's like you ate so much caramel that now you look at caramel and you're like, oh, I don't want that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what this is coming to. So for a lot of you, the person you're dealing with probably has some secrets or something in their past. They might have experimented with things they don't want everybody to know. Maybe they don't even want you to know. But they want it left in the past and they don't want it coming back. It's just kind of they tried it, they didn't like it, and they're moving on from it. But it's easier to deny. I feel like the reason they're not going to own up to it is because they don't want people to know. They just kind of like, that's the past. They want it to stay in the past. It's not coming back. They've already made their decision. It's not something they're open to discussing again. They know what they feel about it. They don't want to go into the discussion of why. This is almost like somebody, and I know this isn't for everybody. It's not a lover for everybody, but it's something, they tried something, like somebody might have tried an open relationship or something like that, and they're like, did that, don't like it, don't want to talk about it, don't even want to open the door. It doesn't have to be like that for everybody, but there's something like that, so take it with a grain of salt. Like there's something they tried in the past, they know how they feel, it's done, they're not even willing to discuss it, so they're denying it even happened because they're like, it's not an option for the future. They don't want people starting conversations about it, it's nobody else's business. But there's Three of Cups reversed in the gossip is like there's certain people around you or them that seem to know or have found out some things. They have an axe to grind with this person, they're trying to stir up trouble. I feel other people are trying to stir up this trouble. I don't really think it's this person because when I'm seeing forgiveness reversed in the growth is like they're moving beyond it, but they might even have reservations against themselves for being open to certain things. This could be something where maybe they cheated on a past lover and they learned the hard way that really ends up, like they end up more in pain than anything else. Like a moment of pleasure just creates so much destruction that it's not worth it. They may have learned their lesson, but they may also be like, I don't want people to know I did that. I'm not proud of it. I don't want to discuss it. It's not something that's on the table to ever happen again because it was horrible. I want it left in the past. And it's almost like people are trying to use the past against them. This is not their past to do that with. The growth is here. This person is moving on from this energy. I feel good about whoever you're asking about, just to be fair. Other people are trying to cause problems. You'll notice this Three of Cups is connecting with the Alchemist. The Alchemist is, I treat the Alchemist like the Magician. It's similar in my opinion. Some would say the same. Don't let other people over-influence you. Look for the facts. And notice certain people's attitudes, like when they have an axe to grind, or if they keep bringing up the same thing, or they keep trying to make something out of nothing. You know what I mean? If they keep trying to exaggerate a problem that's not really there, be careful of this. Because I feel like I'm getting, especially the gossip and the Three of Cups reversed, I'm really feeling like the person you're asking about is not the one betraying you. Somebody else has an axe to grind with that person and is trying to make problems for that person. You just seem to be collateral damage to that. They don't seem to understand that this is bothering you and hurting you too, but they also seem to think that they're in the right. I don't think they are. I think they're in the wrong, especially when you got gossip. No. I don't feel like it's good. Don't let this gossip create too much damage for you, because the person you're connected to, no matter what they are, I don't feel like this is right. I feel like whoever's starting the gossip, I feel like you need to shut that down. You might want to even dismiss yourself from this connection, at least temporarily. You might want to lessen it. You might want to like try to shut this down one way or another. Because I'm getting here, the impatience with the hanged man is like this, it's connected right with the gossip. Because no hard proof is going to come forward that there's anything going on currently. Nothing currently, nothing in the future. The past, I don't feel like that's for you. I feel like the past is the past. Let it be the past. Nothing, no evidence is coming forward. And I feel like it's causing a lot of pain for you. It's causing a lot of stress for you. It makes it really, really hard for you to like understand, like, why do these people keep saying these things? Why does this gossip keep coming towards me? You got to shut down that gossip. You got to like somehow make the opinion of like, hey, show me proof. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear you think or you suspect. I don't want to hear anything like that. Show me proof. Show me like where this person was, what you saw them doing. I want to see proof, and then I'm going to confront them with it. Unless you can give me proof that this actually happened and I can see it for myself. This actually did happen. I don't want to know. I don't want you to bring it towards me. For a lot of you, like I know I'm going on for this, but I'm really more worried about the people around you causing a problem where there doesn't need to be. The gossip has to be shut down because it's really prevalent here. There's too much of it. There's too much of it. Currently and going forward, I don't see a problem. Now, just to be fair, I'm trying to get out of this, but there's still like one more scenario. If you've been in a relationship with this person in a while, there could have been a betrayal like in the past that's kind of washed itself out. That person learned. They can't seem to get over it themselves. They're moving on from it. It's up to you whether you can let that go. I don't see them ever. They're going to deny it. They're going to deny it. They're not going to come forward with the truth, but it's in the past. It's not current, and it's not going forward. It caused them a lot of pain, a lot of destruction. It was not worth it. They do not want whatever that was in the past. They regret doing it because that forgiveness reversed is telling me they're not forgiving themselves. So if this is somebody you've maybe been around for a long time and possibly they did betray you in the past, this is something that actually is kind of keeping them on the straight and narrow with you because they feel guilt over it. They're not going to admit it, and it keeps them on the straight and narrow to not do that again. So just in case you've been around this person for a long time, yeah, it looks like it did happen, but it taught them a lesson. You have to decide what you want to do with it. There's no proof coming forward about it, though. This person will not admit it. All right, I think we're good. All right, let's move this out of the way. That's one. The Selenite. All right, and of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Whew. Okay, there's one. What do we got for number 2? There's that. This is green calcite. I mean, it's green. You think I could easily remember that? It's like literally green, for the love of Pete. All right. So for the people who chose the green calcite, will they betray them? Will the person they're asking about betray them? Or if they're just coming to this and they just chose the stone and they're not even sure if somebody is, let the information come through so they can clearly identify who this is about and the information they need to know about that person. Okay, I think we're good. Bam. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 cards on each, and then there's another one. Are we done? I think we're done with those cards. Let's go into these. You got a lot coming in. I think the Tower is in the future, but the Success, I think the card of Success is there too. Yep. So the future looks good. The past, there's a lot going on here in the past here. Judgment, Temperance, 3 of Pentacles. Is there 5 cards there? Yeah. Anyway, so far it doesn't look too bad. You got 6 in the past, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, which is success in the future. We don't know what that little message is in the center. Okay, I don't think this is going to be bad at all, but true to me, we got to read them to find out who are they kidding. Okay, That's what this says. Who are they kidding? Let's see what this, because there's a transition going on here. Completion. Faith. Oh boy. For those, will they betray you? I almost feel like the majority of you coming to this one is like they have in the past. Like this person has done something in the past. They have a sketchy past. They did something you didn't like. Especially with the Judgment here, the Knight of Cups, the Temperance, the Three. Like it's almost like working through something, especially with the Six of Pentacles. Like giving somebody a chance. I almost feel like somebody's been given a chance. Can you see these? I hope you can. I'll put those in there too. Like somebody's been giving a chance. Hopefully I can get these more in frame. Sorry about that. You know, working it out with somebody, giving them a chance, giving it time, feeling like somebody's really relieved that they're getting a chance, but I almost feel like I feel like you're giving this person a chance. Somebody's getting another chance, especially with Judgment. It's in favor. Judgment is positive in the sense of like somebody's getting, like Judgment is in a good sense. I can't say it's for you or the person you're asking about. I think you know who it is. Judgment is going in somebody's favor. I don't feel like it's hurting you, whoever's asking, but it might have actually gone in the other person's favor more than yours, but it's not hurting you. I feel like whatever your specific situation is, I feel like you should know what that means. For some of you, I feel like you're asking about a third-party situation. It's almost like your parents or siblings or friends, like they're in a relationship and their spouse maybe, did something questionable, and that person's getting another chance, and you're kind of like, okay, you're going through it. You're like, that's not my business, I guess, and I just gotta kind of let it, work out. That's up to them. Some of you, I feel like you're coming to this about a third-party situation. I'm also seeing here with the Judgment and the Completion and the Faith, it's kind of like, well, this is it. Like it's either going to sink or swim at this point. And every effort possible is coming forward. But the Faith, and it says, who are they kidding? This makes me feel like the Faith is kind of like somebody feels like they're not going to have to answer for the past. I feel like that's the who are they kidding. Especially with like the Temperance and the Three of Pentacles, this is going to take some time to work out. And I almost feel like the other person is trying to work it out. Like the Six of Pentacles is give and take. It's a give and take card. You give some, you take some, you give some, you take some, you take some, you give some. I almost feel like somebody feels like, it's just going to be like it's a non-issue. Like, water under the bridge, let's move on, let's pretend it never happened. This who are they kidding is telling me this is not going to be the last that's heard of this situation. The situation will come up again. I feel like for those of you watching this, the reason this is coming through, who are they kidding? Be prepared to speak to the side that you've aligned with. Fair or not, I feel like you're going to be put in a position to give your opinion. Should this person be given another chance? Should they not? How do you feel about it? Do you have faith in this? Can you give this person another shot? Would you give this person another shot if it was you, if you were in this situation, if it's not you to begin with? That's what I'm feeling like. They're saying have your opinion ready. Think it through and just be ready. Don't like tote it forward and be like, I need to give my opinion. Have it set, know where you stand, think it out yourself, and just be like, when it's time to bring it forward, just be ready to bring it forward. Say your piece, but you want to keep it, like just the facts. You know what I mean? Just like, this is what I know, this is how I feel, this is how I would react to this. No bells and whistles, nothing extra, just like, this happened, this is how I would have related to that, this is what I would have done. Boom. You want to keep it simple. I feel like you really want to keep it simple. The more descriptive you get, the more of a problem this is for you. I just don't feel like you're doing yourself any favors. The more simple it is, the better you're going to feel about it, the happier you're going to be with it. That being said, all this happening here is leading towards this part over here. Mysticism there's a bit of mystery here, which I feel like there's always going to be a question, like, there's always going to be that question, and I know this isn't like, being cheated on for everybody. I know it's not. But with the mysticism, it's kind of like if somebody cheats on you once and you forgive them, it's always going to be there. It's just always going to be like, are they doing it again? Will they do it again? It's just like one of those energies that's just I just don't feel like it'll completely ever leave. It can be to the point where sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. But I'm seeing the success here. I'm seeing the Princess of Cups, which this is a very... I like that energy with the Cup energy. It feels like there's a lot of caring, a lot of... It doesn't feel like the Page, just to say that. I don't feel like this is Page energy. I feel like this is kind of like a queen in the making. This is somebody who's learning to give people a chance and who deserves another chance. Why do they deserve another chance? Paying attention. Very smart person emotionally. Like, you know what, my heart is very precious. I don't let everybody back into it. The fact that anybody gets there to begin with, they're lucky. Like, it's one of those things, you know, to get a second chance, it's almost like that's winning the lottery. That's kind of what I feel with this. I don't know if that sounds a little bit over the top, but there you go. The Tower card here, I feel like somebody's being forgiven. And somebody's being gracious about this. Someone's being honest with you. You're not... The Tower card is telling me the honesty that's coming through, you were not expecting. But the honesty comes through with this caveat of, like, the mysticism, like... It's always going to be there. Like, it actually did happen. The truth has come forward. But even though the truth has come forward, since that is the truth, it will just always be there. It's just going to kind of always linger. It's almost like a dark cloud just hanging out in the sky. You're just like, it doesn't look like it's really going to rain over on me, but I guess the wind could shift. It's just one of those feelings, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's more prevalent than others. Sometimes you just forget it's there. Other times it's just kind of like you're feeling the shadow of it, and you're just like, ooh. You got the Ace of Cups, which is a very good card. The Six of Wands. The Ace of Cups is like love overflowing, by the way. The Six of Wands is success. This is coming home victorious. Two of Cups is giving somebody a chance. In this situation, I feel like this is kind of like your best, the best way you can forgive somebody, you do. The King of Pentacles is kind of like committed to that. Someone is committed to the forgiveness of this situation, because I feel like forgiveness needs to happen. And going forward, somebody's like, nope, I said I was going to give this a chance, and until I see another reason to not, I'm going forward because this is what I said I'm going to do. And, like, if somebody gets in their way and starts bringing up the past, be aware of this person. If it's not you, and even if it is you, maybe you might want to give somebody a heads up if this is you. When this person decides they're going to give somebody else a chance, whoever this person was, if it's you or somebody else, whoever it is, they're holding to that in a very protective way. If new information comes forward to say to prove that that should not be happening, that's one thing. But even then, it's going to have to be quite sound proof. They're going to be very protective of this, kind of like, do not bring bullshit my way on this. Do not. Don't give me a I think or I feel or no. Proof. I need hard evidence for me to not believe in this person again, because I'm going full board ahead. I want this to be true. I believe this person. This person is going to be very dedicated to giving this a shot. So if you come towards this person or somebody comes towards you, if this is you, with rumors, that's not going to be well received. And maybe you want to give that around to people who maybe they feel like they're looking out for you. Maybe there's people you know connected to the rumor mill. You want to give them the heads up, like, I'm not tolerating rumors. You show me proof. You don't bring any rumors towards me. I don't want any rumors. No rumors. Proof? Show me proof. I need hard evidence. Okay, and then I'll consider it. Because then I want to see this proof, and then I need to go through this proof and see what it really means to me. Don't bring rumors towards me. Do not. And if this is somebody you're dealing with, whoever they're forgiving, it's just be aware. Do not bring rumors. It will go ugly quick. Now, the question is, will they betray you? This person, I feel like they got caught. I don't see, like, the mysticism is telling me it's not likely due to all this energy here, but there is a chance. It's not set in stone either way. Free will is very much at play here. I'm sorry, but for this one, there's not a clear answer. There's a good chance here that things are going to go fine. Mysticism is telling me there's no clear answer to this. I'm sorry. It's kind of like, it's just not. I feel like at this point, currently, it looks like in the foreseeable 3 to 4 months, no, I don't think they're going to betray you. Beyond that, they're saying there's nothing set in stone with this person. There's nothing set in stone to say it will or won't happen. So, it's up in the air. That's truly what's coming up there. Alright, so that's for this one. Sorry about that ending, but because I feel like if I was watching this, I'm like, I don't know what I can do with that. I feel like they're just, for a lot of you, this is all about the evidence, whatever way it goes. They're not saying, they're just saying, give it a fair shake. Give it its best shot. Realize, you just got to give it its best shot. Nothing is set in stone. Whatever it is with this, they're like in the next 3 to 4 months, it'll be good. Beyond that, can't guarantee anything. All right, I'm going to stop pushing for an answer because they're like, it's not happening. We're not going to give you one because that's not what that one's about. So there you go. So that was green calcite. Amazonite? I think this is Amazonite. I really do. I could be completely wrong. I know that somebody will tell me in the bottom if it's completely wrong. So, for those who chose the Amazonite, which is what I'm going to refer to as, on this video at least, I could have sworn, I think I'm right with that, unless I'm using the wrong A word. It might be something else that starts with an A. Anyway, for those of you who chose the stone, there we go, they want to know, will the person they're thinking of betray them? Or if they don't, if they just came to this stone just open to whatever comes to them, let them get the information that lets them know who it is that you're telling them about, and if they need to be worried about this or not. We're already going here. At least in frame. It's balanced again. 3 and 3. Okay. Interesting. I think I had, no, I didn't have, the other one wasn't balanced. I take that back. I think I had 5 and like 6 or 7 or something like that. Clarifiers, any good information that would help make sense of this, help the person asking. That's it? That's it. Okay. Okay, dokie. Have they, will they, are they? Something very sound here. What is currently is what has always been, is what I'm feeling already. With the Eight of Pentacles, like this drags into the past. I feel like this drags into the past. What currently is what has been. It's the same now as it has been. Dissipating with the Prince of Swords. Like there should be some very intense questions going on here. I feel like this is like, I almost feel like I'm getting this weird sense, like, you know when people get separated, or like it's like you're taking a break, or like people take a break from the relationship, and then during those periods the other person will see someone else during the break or the separation, and then the other person gets a little upset about that. It's almost like the two people didn't see eye to eye on what that actually meant. I feel like it's one of those things, because I've seen this come up before where someone has taken a break from a relationship in some terms, and the other person agreed to it but didn't realize like what that meant. Like they went and they had a sexual encounter with someone else, and then the other person is very hurt and upset by that. Like that's not, like we were taking a break, I didn't say we were done. Like that's, like to them that's still betrayal, that's still being cheated on, but the other person's like, but we were on a break. I feel like in that context, if this is something you're dealing with, because this is what I'm getting, it's like the two people are seeing it differently. Like technically, I don't know, I feel like both people are right in this situation. Like if you color it per that person's terms, each of them is right. Like the one saying it's a break, we weren't done, so it's betrayal, they're technically right because of the way they're viewing it. But the other person saying, yeah, but we were on a break, so that let me go free, I could do what I wanted to, that's what a break is about to me, and they saw someone else, to them, technically they're right too, because that's literally how they saw it. And the reason I'm saying that is like, the break, the time frame of the break is when this happened, so it wouldn't happen normally if that break wouldn't happen. Now that the break is over, it's not going to happen again. Like, it's not just like you're together and you're not, it's not an option. It's like when you're taking a break, you're seeing other people to this one person, but you're like, no, that's not what I was thinking. Because I'm getting there's really hard questions coming in here. And I'm also seeing like this Eight of Pentacles is kind of like, if it was before the break and it was very dedicated, after the break it also is. During the break it maybe not. maybe it was not. There's a lot coming forward with this. I know this isn't happening the same way for all of you, but that's the way I'm getting it. Because I'm getting at something like that. Like, there's two people looking at a situation completely differently and feeling that they're both right. And I feel like it's all about the semantics, about where you stand with the situation and validating it based on where you stand. Going forward from this situation with the dissipating, things need to be talked out more to the point. The princesses in this deck, I feel like they're queens in the making. I feel like that's very, very strong. It's a different energy for me than a page energy. I don't read them the same. This is somebody learning what needs to happen, how to deal with somebody. This is somebody extremely intelligent, but learning through the lessons of life. Like, all right, I tried this. That was a bad idea. How do I change it going forward so I don't end up in this mess again? This is a very intelligent energy that owns their problems. It's kind of like, hey, all right, I see your point. Let's redefine this better. It's kind of like that same situation. Like, let's redefine this going forward, what the rules are, so we both know where we stand. Any rules agreed upon together where there's no mystery between the two of you, that will get the whatever it is that's causing an issue to dissipate. So that might make better sense for more of you. Kind of like, that's the whole point. There's a miscommunication. The past is the past, though. Solving the miscommunication, letting go of the past, forgiving the past based on, from here on forward, we're both on the same page. So we're both looking at it the same way. We're both agreeing to the same rules. So that's why, that is literally the reason why we can move forward and be okay. That's the reason I can move forward and forgive and forget, because the rules have been clearly defined. We're not going to dispute anymore about I thought, you thought. Let's just define them, agree to them, and move forward. And I can trust you based on we're agreeing, we're on the same page. Let's move forward. Especially the Ace of Wands is like new action going forward, a new way of doing things. Very intelligent conversation. Queen in the making energy. I really, really like this card. It's dissipating any problems. Okay, I think it's really good. I think it's really good. All right, let's see what this is going to say. It says, just keep going. I feel like this is kind of like the don't give up. That says, just keep going right there. Don't give up on this. Keep going. This is not something you want to give up on. Whoever is thinking about this, this is something worth keeping. Going forward, this card is a little bit of a red flag. Literally, it's red. And you'll notice it says perfection. Be careful not to make things so defined that they're rigid and that you can't breathe. Be careful of this. You want to look at certain situations and you want to be like, okay, for example, I apologize if you're not in a relationship, but this is the example. I feel like it'll make sense either way. If somebody's in a relationship, I feel like the going overboard is kind of like, I don't want you talking to anybody of the sex you're attracted to. I don't want you alone with anybody of the sex you're attracted to. If there's somebody there, you have to call me and let me know right away if they show up. That's over the top. I feel like the best way to put this rule is, just personally, you can obviously you're gonna make your own decision. You should anyway. No sex with anybody else. If that's your rule, then that's it. No sex with anybody else. If somebody comes on to you, you need to tell me right away. As soon as you can, I give you 24 hours. Tell me within 24 hours that they came on to you, just in case they're shocked with it or whatever. Give them 24 hours. That can be a rule, and that's it. No sex with anybody else. I feel like that's enough. I would not go overboard with the rules. You got to decide for yourself what you feel is right. Just the perfection is like, be careful with the rules. Don't let the rules become like this game of like how many rules, to the point where you have like bylaws and you have to go through 50,000 bylaws and be like, was this in the rule book? Or am I allowed to breathe twice on Sunday? Because I don't know. I think I'm only allowed to breathe once on Sunday. I don't know. I have to check. Maybe I'm supposed to pass out from exhaustion. I'm not sure. What is supposed to happen? Like, I'm just saying, let's not go overboard with this. Perfection is telling me there's a lot of, this is coming together very good. But I also feel like there's this hang up. Like, it's almost like both of you are getting a lot of security by creating more rules. I really feel that. And it's kind of like, all right, we got this relationship rule here. No sex with anybody else. If anybody comes on to you, you need to tell me within 24 hours. Okay, great. But it's almost kind of like, all right, another rule. You always have to do the garbage. Another rule. The bills have to be paid. we're going to switch that off every week, and they have to be done by Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Like, these are rules that I feel like they're a little bit overboard. Like, if it gets so stringent, that's going to start defining this connection. Just be careful it doesn't get too stringent. Because you're both seeming to enjoy this rule thing is what I'm getting. And it's nice at first, but I'm just getting like, just be careful what you're creating because the whole world is coming in. People who do too many rules, it seems, I've seen people enjoy this at first. I don't know what it's about. I'm not a big rule person, but I've seen people enjoy this at first because they feel more secure, they feel more safe. I've also seen it suck the fun and life out of a situation. Not to be a jerk, but I'm telling you, be careful because it could suck the fun and life out of people. Necessary rules are one thing, to feel safe about that, but don't overdefine things. Just be careful because I feel you both getting really excited about this, feeling more secure with each other. New rule. I've just seen this come. I'm feeling this with somebody, like new rule. Just be careful. Just be careful. Because however you set this up going forward, the world is saying this is how it goes. You're both seeming to be on point with this. It's just kind of one of those things, what seems good now is going to just, it could drag this thing down and take all the love and fun out of it. Could just make it a very just kind of like gray, drab situation. Even if you like gray, drab situations, I'm telling you, you're not going to enjoy this. Because somebody's going to put that comment, I know that. Like, oh, I love gray, drab situations. I can just see it already. Because somebody will. I'm telling you, there's a lot of different people who watch these videos. Anything else? I think this is good. I like this one. I just feel like they're saying just don't strive for perfection. Strive to keep the fun and joy in the situation. Don't make it overly defined and you'll be okay. Good? Good. Whew. That was a fun one. So far these have been good. I probably should shut my mouth about that because just when I say that stuff, they're like, don't worry, we got you. We'll get you something fun. Let's move this stone. I like that stone. I don't bring it out very often. Mostly because I forget the name of it, just to be fair. Rainbow Hematite. And the little message there. Okay, for those people who chose the Rainbow Hematite, where am I getting this accent from? Who can say? Rainbow Hematite. Whoever they're asking about, do they have to worry about being betrayed by this person? If they just came to the stone just because they're open to the information and they want to know if they need to be worried about anybody doing this to them, please give them the information so they know who to keep an eye out for or if they need to. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Me, my stupid big mouth. I knew it. Alright, here we go. I mean, that's... Okay, let's see where it's going. Let's just be fair. Let's be fair. Because that goes a lot of different ways, that card. I'm definitely one of those readers, and that's the devil card right there. I'm one of those readers, I'm like, you gotta take it intuitively. Just because it looks like a scary card... Let's see what it's going to say. Because sometimes the devil card will help you in a way that's very uncomfortable, but very helpful in the way of like, you go through a rough situation, but you get a healing out of it, or you get a better situation after that you wouldn't have happened to have if you didn't go through that rough moment. It's all about where it's going. It's all about where it's going. So the Rainbow Hematite is usually a stone, which I usually connect with as like regaining your own control of yourself. Where somebody else might be trying to manipulate you, and this is where, because it's grounding and it's usually connected to self. I've heard people say it's like taking control of others. I suppose you could use it that way. I hope you don't, but you know, I a lot of times feel the positive element of this is regaining your own self-control when you feel like you're being manipulated or somebody's playing with you. Okay, what's this say? Waste not, want not. So waste not, want not with this is telling me, like, unless I need you, I'm not going to be near you. Unless there's a purpose here, you're not going to see me. That's what I'm kind of feeling from that. Is that the Chariot? It's upside down. Chariot. Well, it's right side up for y'all, so that's okay. Prince of Cups. In this deck, which is what I've been saying with the Princess as well, I feel like this is like training for royalty, in the sense of like this person is training to be a king. The Princess is training to be a queen. they're different than the page and night energy, even though this person, are they on a, what are they on? They're on a horse, so there is some night energy with the prince, I'll give you that. But I feel like this is something where giving the situation the best possible chance, really trying to make something work out, really trying to put it out there, and the other person like driving forward, like, I can do this, I got this, I will make this work. This is very simple. There's only 2 cards. It's not really complex. Kind of like you're like, I want to give you a chance. Like, I feel like it's whoever's asking, one person or the other, somebody's giving somebody a chance, and they want to honestly give that chance. They want to give somebody a chance. For whatever reason, they're nervous. Maybe this person, there's just something about them that you're kind of questioning. Like, they seem like they can be a little unscrupulous at times, or maybe they've been a little unscrupulous in the past. But I want to give them a fair shake with me, whoever this is. And whoever the other person is, which I've seen this reversed, where you're like, maybe you're wondering if somebody's going to give you the chance. They're giving you the chance. Whoever it is going forward, full board. But they're like, let's get rid of the frills. I'm getting that with this. Let's get rid of the frills. Let's keep control of the situation. I want it to work. Just the facts. Just what's needed. Just what needs to get done. It's kind of like, I need to make dinner. All right, let's see. We need meat. There's hamburgers. I need a vegetable. Here's some green beans. I need another starch. Here's some rice. Done. No frills, no butter, no salt, no none of that. It's just, this is what we need for this to happen. I got the basics. We're good. No salt, no seasoning, no butter, no ketchup, no nothing. And I think a lot of you are probably instantly catching on to, like, that sounds a little bit bland. It sounds a tad bland, and it could be. Especially with the contemplation coming in here. There's a very, whatever this is, this other person's getting hard to deal with. The Devil card is telling me there's resentment. Resentment, complacency is kind of like, it's very bland. It feels like a very, like, it's just like what's necessary, nothing extra. I don't want to go down the relationship thing, but I feel like I need to. It's almost like, well, somebody cheated on somebody. I know that's not for all of you. I know that. But the analogy is here, like, all right, I'll prove to you I won't cheat on anybody else. I won't leave here until 7:30. It takes me 25 minutes to get to work. So if I don't leave here till 7:30 and you see me leave, there's no chance of anything happening. I can't do anything during work. I leave work at 6 o'clock on the dot. I'll be here at 6:30 at the very latest. That way you know I didn't have a chance to go anywhere else. If I'm doing anything else, I will take you with me. If I go to the grocery store, I will, Instagram myself so there's proof that I was there and that's all I was doing. It's really like, complacency is like, it's not only strenuous and resentful on what they're doing, because it's almost like they feel like they can't live life, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be that scenario. It's just use that as a base. Like, whatever it is that you don't feel you can trust this person with, like if it's a money situation, maybe they took money or they spent money and they weren't supposed to. They're like writing everything down, only taking what they're supposed to, keeping it to the T. I won't spend any more than $4.55 because that's exactly what this costs, and then I will write it down, and then I will pay you back by this day, and I'll make sure every single cent is back in your account. It's so, like, they're being so, like, meticulous about it. It just becomes very resentful. I don't feel like either of you are liking it with complacency. Okay, what's going on? They feel like that's what needs to be done. You really like this person. You want the best for this. They're not doing anything to betray you, but whatever it's being done here to prove otherwise, it's causing a lot of negative energy. For those of you connected to this, somebody's feeling controlled. That's what I'm getting about this. And I feel like the reason this stone is here, each person has to be back in control of themselves. If this is a situation where you don't feel like you can trust this person unless you have them on a really short leash and you know every single movement they make, it might be better for you to let them go. Because sooner or later this is going to crumble. This is going to implode. They have to have their individuality back. If it's that bad where they have to be this under the lock and key just to make sure they don't do anything unscrupulous, I'm sorry, this can go for a while, but sooner or later they're going to be themselves, because it's gonna implode. This cannot survive this way. whoever this is, if you can't trust this person without having them under lock and key in this way, whatever it is, and it doesn't have to be a relationship thing, if it's a money thing, if it's a work thing, and you're feeling like this person is making bad decisions and like you have to double check, triple check everything they do, if you can't trust them to do it on their own, if you can't trust them at all, if you can't at least work towards that, this will implode. This is not going to work. I feel like the whole point of this is like whatever's being done, short term may seem like it works, long term will cause failure. It's not meaning that they will betray you. I'm just getting like there will be an implosion. I don't feel like it's as much betrayal as just like I can't take this anymore. I have to get out of this. It's one of those situations. It's kind of like fight or flight, and I gotta go. I gotta go. And that's what I'm feeling with this. So be aware of this. For those of you this is really hitting with, this becomes too strenuous, too overdone. The other one, whoever feels like they need to prove their worth or prove that they can be trusted, they seem to be putting this on themselves, that they have to do this to prove it. They have to prove that they're trustworthy again. You have to start getting them on a plan to, like, you know, for example, if they're like Monday through Friday, or not even Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, every day, all day, constantly proving where they are and what they're doing, you got to get them on some type of plan where they have more freedom and they start moving away from this. And over time, it's like, all right, for the first month, we can do that. For the second month, how about, you know, on Monday, you just don't. You don't log anything, and I just trust you, and then we go back to it for the rest of the week. And we'll try that for a month or two and see how we feel. And then just keep, like, add random days in. Like, how about Monday and Wednesday? Just don't do that anymore. Just those 2 days don't. To the point where finally one day, it's not the case anymore. I would say, if this is the situation where it's that strenuous, just tell them, you know, I want to get to the point where I'm not worried about it. You don't have to constantly prove. But on the other hand, I can just check up on this situation once in a great while, and you're not worried about it because you're not doing anything you're not supposed to, and I can just be like, okay, see, it's on the way it is. I can just spot check it, and there's no harm done. But I don't want you to feel like you're under lock and key constantly. You constantly have to be proving everything every moment. That's the message for this one. It's kind of like, I don't see them betraying you again. I really don't see it, but I feel this situation is going to implode if it doesn't take a different direction. All right, I think we're good. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. All right, we have one more. Mwahaha, or whatever that means. I don't think that one was bad, actually. I feel like for those of you that hit with, it's really good advice for something to help you keep something you want to keep. Okay, the last one. What's with me and the accents today? Seriously. Lapis Lazuli, typically a communication stone, the wish little band there, so maybe it's like, what are you wishing for? So for those who chose Lapis Lazuli, the question is, will this person, whoever they're thinking of, betray them? Or if they just came to the stone open to whatever information is coming to them and they want to know if they have to worry about anybody betraying them, please help them figure out who it is you're trying to tell them about and if that's something they really need to worry about or not. That just kind of came out, so we will leave that there. The moon? I don't know if I like that. We'll find out. Got the Ace of Cups there with the moon. Actually, those are very complimenting cards, but then you got the 5. We'll see. Let's just wait. Let's not try to prejudge this until I actually get into the energy of it. Let's not try to prejudge it. Let's just go into it with an open mind. I feel like... yeah, I guess we're good with that. Okay. All right. Okay. Communication that's usually what I connect with Lapis Lazuli. There's more positive energy that usually comes through. The truth is obvious. Is it with the moon there? Is it really? I'm just asking. Is it really? Let's find out. There's a lot of energy with this, but like I feel like my emotions are on high. I feel like this is a very stressful situation. Wanting things to be one way, but knowing that there's facts here that can't be averted. Somebody is who they are. When I'm feeling that, like, will this person betray you? I feel like if this is somebody you're worried about, if you look at their track record, that's your answer. That's literally your answer. If, for example, if this is romantic, which if it's not, then it's not. But if it is, and they've cheated on other people, guess what? They're going to cheat on you. If this is business and they've done things underhanded in business before, guess what? They're going to do underhanded things in business again. Their track record is your answer. That's why it says the truth is obvious. Whatever their track record is, that's the truth. And I feel like somebody's going to be like, yeah, but this person, they had a relationship where they did cheat once, but it was only the one time. Well, in that case, you really got to find out what was going on when they cheated and why did they cheat. Was it just the opportunity? Was it that they felt left out? Because if that perfect storm comes around again, it will happen again. I'm just saying. So if they felt very stressed and alone and they just needed to be near somebody and they couldn't be near their current partner at that time, so they sought out comfort with someone else, if those conditions happen again, that will happen again. That's your answer. Face down card. I haven't looked at it yet. Oh no, it's upside down. I don't want it to be upside down. But abundance is here at the same time, but this is face down. Whoever you're asking about, they're not happy. They're playing like they are, but they're not. This is somebody with a false front. I'm sorry, but it is. That's what I'm getting for the person you're asking about. There's a false front here. They're acting like they're happier with something than they actually are. Especially since it was face down, I'm getting they're hiding it from you, that they're not happy and they don't know what to do about it. You're coming forward asking them the hard questions. But this is one of those situations where literally they feel every question you ask, if they don't answer it correctly, has a severe and swift consequence. And it's kind of like asking a kid, like when I was a kid anyway, like the fear of getting hit for doing something wrong, not for nothing. But I'm in my 40s, just to be fair. But when if you, for example, maybe you stole the cookies out of that cookie jar, and then you left a mess behind. But if you admit to it, you're going to get hit. You're not going to, you'll be like, well, maybe I'll just take my chances and lie because I don't want to get hit. I'm just saying. So you got to be aware of that. I know that's a brutal example, but seriously, you got to think about this. If you ask questions and the other person feels like it's a sink or swim answer and they don't want to lose what they have, they will lie because they feel forced into a corner. Like, I'd rather lie and see if I can keep this going rather than, tell the truth and get that devastation that I'm trying to avoid. It's weird because I feel like you're coming towards it with honesty. Let's just be honest and work through it. But they're feeling like they're under the gun, especially like they're not happy. They got this face down. Abundance is telling me there's a lot of good still here with this situation. But the other person is trying to work it out. They're trying to answer questions to keep the situation going. They're not happy though. And I feel like for a lot of them, they have to tell you things, or they have to put it in a situation, or they have to like fib it a little bit, lie a little bit, because they feel like they're going to lose if they don't. And they're afraid of what they're going to lose if they don't lie. It's kind of like, again, with that same analogy, like, yeah, I took the cookies, yeah, I left that mess there, but I don't want to get hit. And I know if I admit to it, I'm going to get smacked. I'll take my chance to get lied. If I lie, I might get twice the punishment if I get caught, but I have also a chance of not getting hit at all, and I'll take that chance. I will take that chance. They don't want to tell you the truth. They're afraid. I feel like they're afraid. They're going to lose the situation. It's going to fall apart. You know the answer. I feel like you already know the answer for everybody this is going to hit with. You know the answer to this already. The history of it is going to define whatever was in the past is going to repeat in the future. Whoever they've been, whatever their track record is, same thing is going to happen. It's the same. Where is this going forward? This person, whoever you're asking about, honestly cares about you. Well, we have to flip this one. But I'm getting there's this feeling of being disconnected with the Five of Pentacles. There's an unknowingness if this can work. They know they lied to you. It weighs on them. It seems to keep them in fear. It makes it very hard for them. This is somebody where they're afraid that the truth will come out and destroy things on them, and they live in that fear. They literally live in that fear. Especially the moon with the Ace of Cups. It's weird because I feel like this is obvious what's going on here. They're living in fear. I feel like with the Moon card and the Ace of Cups, they love you, they care about you, they want you to believe in them, but they're afraid if you find out about the past that it's going to fall apart. And I feel like you're going to know it. The face down card is like, you know it. You know that it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. Whoever this person is, it doesn't have to be a romantic thing. I know that. Business, friend, family. It doesn't feel like it used to. Whatever it was that they did in the past, that they're trying to tell you whatever they need to do to keep you in their life, whatever it is, you know they're holding some things back. You know it. And you're trying to be okay with it, but you're not. Complacency face down is like you're trying to act like things are be okay, give it some time. Time heals all wounds. The thing is, time does not heal all wounds if it's still infected. You know what I mean? If you have an arm wound and it's infected and you don't clean that up, it gets worse with time. Like, I'm sorry. I hate to say the brutal truth on that because people are like, oh, time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. If a wound is not properly cared for and tended to, you could lose that arm or your life. You know, you get a bad enough infection, you could die. Not for nothing. So if you have an infection in your arm, you don't clean that up and you just ignore it and like time will heal all wounds. No, you could lose your arm or you could die. Time will not heal all wounds. I know that might seem like controversial or whatever. I know sometimes I say that and people don't like it. Well, too bad. Suck it up, Buttercup, is what I like to say about that, because that's the reality of it. If it's not honestly cleaned out, if it's not honestly looked at and cleaned properly, and that's looking at the past. It has to be honored and looked at truthfully. If there's something festering under the surface, it's like a cancer. I mean, how many people do you... Well, I shouldn't say that. If you ignore a problem and you don't tend to it, like even holistic people who they don't go through the traditional medicine and they heal cancer, they're still actively doing something to heal that cancer. You know what I'm saying? If they're taking a spiritual approach and they actively heal that, they're actively spiritually doing something to heal it. They're still addressing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you have to do it like everybody else does it. I'm saying it has to be addressed. The truth has to come forward. The complacency face down is telling me you know this is off base. I think you're going to have to call this out. The miracle is available to you. The way I feel about this with this bittersweet reversed, I feel like you're in the future when you're not comfortable and you know there's something still there. You know that there's something not right still. If you really want to heal this and you really want to keep this person in your life, you got to find a way to give them a free pass on the past. And you got to give them that safe space to tell you the truth. Kind of like telling that kid who stole the cookies out of the cookie jar and made a mess. If you tell me the truth within 5 minutes, there will be no punishment this time. This time. But you need to tell me the truth. What happened? And if you tell me the truth, I will let it go. I will let it go, and I'll give you another chance. Something along those lines. I know that may sound weird. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. It seems right. I feel like I do feel like, I don't know how this sounds. I do feel like you want to give this some time to feel. You want to start feeling this complacency before you give that option. Because that pressure on this person is going to be very uncomfortable. Releasing that pressure is like, it's just strengthening the bond between you and them. And it's making it that much more important that they never want to betray you again. And it makes it just that much more of a solid bond because this is very hard for them. They're very afraid is also what I'm getting. I do feel like there's a lot of fear here. Anything else with this? Whew, I think we're done. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I very much hope that helped. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye.